So hey, this video is the second part of my channel update video, and although it's not completely necessary, I would suggest checking that video out before watching this one. So, RealmKings. RealmKings is a Minecraft Let's Play series that I plan to start next week. Simplified, it's a Minecraft realm where me and a few of my buddies have the goal of creating a functioning kingdom. Or country, or nation. We really just use the terms interchangeably. Before I go into exactly what this is and how it will work, I think it would be a good idea to first go into the origins and explain how this whole thing started. So, it all started sometime around the beginning of last summer, so actually just a little over a year ago. I don't exactly remember what I was doing, most likely I was procrastinating on animating something, when I had an idea. What if I made a Minecraft world where in it I would invite a few friends and we would basically each have to create a country? Now, the main purpose of this idea was to see how the different nations would interact, like which ones would become stronger than others, which ones would go to war, form alliances, etc. So I talked to some of my friends about it, and they all thought it was a good idea, so we started working. We established rules, organized roles, actually created the world, which was hosted by Will for whatever reason, and finally created our countries. The rules are as follows. The world type was old, so that there would be a limited amount of land to encourage fighting. Players were divided into their respective countries that either they made themselves or they joined. The starting place of a country is decided by its leader, who in creative, before the game actually starts, will place a beacon in the desired location. The main rule of the world is that you can't grief, steal, attack, or anything like that to another country if there are no members of that country that are currently online, and therefore can't defend their country. However, if there are members of that country that are online, you may do any of the desired actions mentioned above. However, doing so will most likely cause that country to go to war with yours, assuming the reasoning for doing those things weren't because you're already at war with that country. Countries are free to form wars and alliances with any other country at any time they'd like. If an alliance is formed, if or when one of the countries goes to war, the other must assist. If a war is formed, the two nations and possibly their allies will fight, whether that be by the aforementioned griefing, actual PvP, or both is up to the countries. A war is over once one side surrenders, where they will then discuss the terms of surrender. And with those rules, we started playing, later naming this world Kingdom Craft. This world was so much fun to play, and we actually continued playing it till the end of that summer. And around that time, I actually started making videos for my YouTube channel, and I wanted to make a second Kingdom Craft for YouTube, and after a bit of work, that's exactly what I did. And this world was an utter disaster! You see, the reasoning for why this one turned out so bad was because I made two major changes to how Kingdom Craft would work, and I didn't change the rules to accompany this. These things are 1. Making the world type infinite, and 2. Making the world a realm. Okay, so starting with the first change, everyone seemed to hate the limited world type in the old world, so in this one I made the type infinite. This wasn't really the best idea because now everyone was really spread far apart and wouldn't really have a reason to fight. Along with that, now, since they were so far apart, no one really built any walls or anything to indicate the borders of their country. And now, on to the second thing, changing the world to a realm. For those of you who don't play Minecraft, a realm is a special world that is always online, even when the host isn't. This means that if someone is a Kingdom Craft member, they can play on the world at any time that they have an internet connection. Now, this is good for a pretty big reason. In a regular world, whoever is the host, which in that case it was Will, would progress way faster than anyone else because they could play at any time, where everyone else could only play when the host was online. So making it a realm would have been ultimately a good idea, if it weren't for one thing. I greatly underestimated my friends. By the time of the recording of the second episode, which took place not even 2 days after the first, nearly everyone had enchanted diamond armor, tools, and have been to the Nether. Also, for whatever reason, I can't figure out why, hardly anyone actually built a country. They just kind of maybe built a house and then grinded the rest of the series to become ridiculously OP. And the cherry on top was that I didn't have any actual equipment to make a video, meaning that the quality on every single one of these was so bad. So yeah, Kingdom Craft 2.0 was kind of a disaster, and we stopped playing after the third episode. But after this, we always planned on sometime in the future trying this one more time with better rules to fit the changes. We also always planned on calling this series RealmKings this time instead of Kingdom Craft, because we found out that a bunch of other people have made a Minecraft series called Kingdom Craft. But it took me such a long time to actually come up with some decent rules to accomplish what I originally wanted Kingdom Craft to be. But finally, I've come up with something. Rather than changing all the rules to fit an infinite world and realm, I've come up with just one rule to add to the already existing ones that can fix everything. This new rule is as follows. In order for land to be considered a part of your kingdom, it must be enclosed in a fence or wall, but that wall has to be within 10 blocks of any building, structure, farm, whatever. This solves the problem of the vague borders I mentioned earlier, as well as everyone progressing insanely fast, because it shifts the focus from collecting resources and becoming really strong to that plus actually building your country. And one more thing. Note that it says any building, not just yours. This means that you can technically, in attempts to expand your kingdom, take the land of another country by destroying part of their wall and enclosing the land you want in yours. This is great for causing conflict because if a country has buildings or farms or land that's something that you want, you can attempt to take it, and most likely starting a war in the process. Previous rules still apply, so you can't do this if no member of that country is currently online. So hopefully these new rules work and this actually turns out how it's supposed to. I will be recording and uploading these videos 1 to 2 times a week. Next week will be the first episode, so if this sounds like something you might be interested in watching, you can subscribe or at least come back next week. Anyway, I'm really excited for this, I hope you'll like it, and thanks so much for watching.